David was tucking his son, Spencer, into bed that night. It was time to read Spencer a book, but he asked his dad if he would tell him a story instead. David was a columnist for the local newspaper, but his real passion had always been to write a novel. He liked to make up stories for Spencer, and Spencer often preferred these stories to David reading him books. "Dad, tell me a scary story." I don't know, bud. Your mom doesn't like it when I do." "Come on, Dad. I'm old enough. I won't tell," said Spencer with excited anticipation as he settled into bed. "Okay, but you have to promise," joked David. "You can't get me into trouble with Mom." "Okay," said Spencer. "I promise." So David began. Well, in every culture, all over the world, and throughout history, there has always been different versions of what some call the Boogeyman. As the tale goes, there's a creature who lives under the bed. He cannot be seen in daylight, nor the darkest of nights, but people have said that they can feel him there, lurking, quietly waiting for the right moment to reach out and take a life. Sometimes a person who can feel him lurking under their bed will quickly and suddenly pull up the covers and be brave enough to look to try and catch a glimpse. But they never can. They never, ever see him there. The Boogeyman is a being that strikes fear in the heart of children and grown men alike. He's a feeling. He's the hair on the back of your neck. He's a thing that goes bump in the night. He's what wakes you with a start when your covers slowly slip off. The one thing that a person can never, ever do is fall asleep and allow their hand or foot to slide off the bed, because it is then that the Boogeyman can silently, slowly, in the blackness of night, reach up with his cold, black hand and touch you, taking your life with the gnarled fingers of that hand and dragging you back to hell with him. Spencer laughed and told his dad that was one of the best stories yet. David stood up, tucked Spencer's feet in while saying, "You better keep those feet tightly tucked, Spence, or..." And then David began to tickle Spencer, and Spencer yelled, "The Boogeyman will get me!" David laughed and kissed his son on the forehead. He turned on Spencer's nightlight and said, "I love you, dude," on the way out. "I love you too, Dad. See you tomorrow." "Sounds good. Sleep tight." David was tired. He decided to shower, maybe watch a little TV, and then head off to bed. As he was watching some show about sharks, he started to nod off. He turned the TV off and headed on up. When he was under the covers, he suddenly got a chill. A tingly feeling rushed over him. He laughed, thinking that must have been a really good story. Even he was scared. Before long, David was asleep. He tossed and he turned for a few minutes, and as he did, his foot was on the corner of the bed, and then slowly, it slipped off. Just his toes. It didn't wake him up. He didn't notice. He was unaware when the cold, gnarled hand reached up from under the bed and ran its fingernail along David's foot. The story, in the same newspaper that David had written for, stated that David had died peacefully in his sleep. Spencer wasn't so sure.